If you lose interest quickly, your mind is searching for this. Let me say something that might completely change the way you see yourself. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. You are not inconsistent. If you lose interest quickly, your mind is searching for something deeper, and until it finds it, nothing will ever feel enough. You start excited. New idea, new goal, new habit. You feel motivated for a few days, maybe a few weeks. Then, suddenly, it fades. The excitement disappears, the spark dies, and you're left wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can other people stay consistent, but I can't? Why do I always get bored? Why do I quit when things get hard? Here's the truth no one tells you. Your brain is not built for random effort. It is built for meaning. When something doesn't feel meaningful, your mind slowly disconnects from it. Not because you're weak, but because your nervous system is asking, why does this matter? Human psychology is simple but powerful. Your brain constantly scans for three things. 1. Growth. 2. Challenge. 3. Emotional reward. If it doesn't find them, it shuts down interest. You can force discipline for a short time. You can push yourself with motivation videos. You can copy routines from successful people. But if your deeper need is not being met, you will always feel empty inside the effort. Think about your childhood. When you were curious about something, did anyone need to push you? No. You could spend hours exploring, learning, imagining. Why? Because curiosity creates internal reward, and internal reward creates sustainable focus. Now fast forward to adulthood. Most of what we chase isn't curiosity-driven, it's comparison-driven. You start a business because someone else is making money. You join a gym because someone else looks fit. You learn a skill because it's trending. But your brain knows the difference between external pressure and internal purpose, and when it feels forced, it resists. That resistance shows up as boredom, as distraction, as losing interest, but what you call boredom might actually be misalignment. Your mind is searching for depth, not stimulation. There's a big difference. Stimulation is fast, depth is slow. Stimulation gives dopamine spikes, depth gives fulfillment. Social media has trained your brain to crave novelty every few seconds. New reel, new post, new trend, new idea. Your attention span didn't disappear, it got fragmented. When you try to work on one thing for a long time, your brain whispers, "Where's the next hit?" So you switch, and switch, and switch again. But here's the twist. Even after switching 10 times, you still feel unsatisfied. Because your brain isn't actually searching for novelty. It's searching for meaning plus progress. There's a psychological concept called intrinsic motivation. When you do something because it aligns with who you are, your identity fuels your consistency. But when you do something just for outcome, your energy fades when results are slow. That's why some people can work on the same craft for 10 years without quitting. It's not discipline, it's identity alignment. If you constantly lose interest, ask yourself, do I actually want this, or do I just want the reward attached to it? Be honest. If the reward disappeared, would you still continue? That question reveals everything. Your brain protects you from wasting energy on paths that don't feel authentic. It would rather make you bored than let you live misaligned. And sometimes what we label as inconsistency is actually intelligence. Your nervous system saying, "This isn't it." But here's the danger. If you keep jumping without reflecting, you train your brain to escape discomfort instead of seeking alignment. Because let's be clear, every meaningful goal becomes boring at some point. The difference between quitters and builders is not motivation, it's their relationship with boredom. Boredom is not the enemy, it's a doorway. On the other side of boredom is mastery. When something becomes repetitive, your brain has two options. 1. Seek distraction. 2. Go deeper. Most people choose distraction, but the ones who choose depth unlock flow state. Flow happens when challenge meets skill. Too easy, you get bored. Too hard, you get anxious. Just right, you get immersed. If you lose interest quickly, maybe you're operating in extremes, either too easy or too overwhelming. Balance creates engagement. Your brain loves progress it can feel. Tiny visible wins, that's why video games are addictive. Clear levels, clear rewards, clear feedback. Real life often feels vague. No immediate feedback, no visible progress, no celebration. So the brain disengages, not because you're weak, but because the system lacks feedback loops. You can fix this. Break your goals into smaller milestones. Celebrate completion. Track visible progress. Make the invisible visible. Another hidden reason you lose interest quickly. You fear commitment. Not because you're scared of effort, but because commitment closes other options. When you choose one path, you sacrifice others. Your brain hates loss, even the loss of imaginary possibilities. So instead of committing, it keeps you exploring. Maybe there's something better. This constant searching creates dopamine, but it never creates depth. At some point, growth requires decision, and decision requires letting go. If you want to stop losing interest, you must accept that no path will feel exciting forever. Excitement is a spark. Meaning is a flame. Sparks are loud. Flames are steady. Your job is not to chase sparks. It's to build flames. Ask yourself, what problems make me curious? What conversations energize me? What kind of struggle feels worth it? Because every path has struggle. If you quit when struggle appears, you're not losing interest. You're avoiding discomfort. Discomfort is the price of mastery, and your brain will try to protect you from it. But protection is not growth. Here's a powerful shift. Instead of asking, why do I lose interest? Ask, what is my mind actually looking for? Is it creativity, freedom, recognition, impact, learning? Find the deeper need. Once you identify it, align your goals around it. For example, if your mind craves creativity, a repetitive routine job will drain you. If it craves impact, shallow tasks will bore you. If it craves challenge, comfort will feel empty. Most people copy goals without understanding their psychological drivers. That creates chronic dissatisfaction. There is nothing wrong with you, but there might be something wrong with your alignment. Let's talk about discipline. People think discipline means forcing yourself. Real discipline means remembering why you started. When purpose is clear, discipline becomes lighter. When purpose is vague, discipline feels heavy. Your mind wants coherence. It wants your actions to match your identity. If you see yourself as someone who explores, maybe your path involves multiple interests. Maybe you're a multi-potentialite. Some minds are not meant for one narrow lane. They're meant to integrate multiple skills. But even then, integration requires depth. You can explore, but you must build something from exploration. Otherwise, you stay scattered. Scattered effort creates scattered results. Focused effort creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation, not the other way around. You don't wait for motivation to act. You act to create motivation. Small, consistent action rewires the brain. Neuroplasticity works through repetition. The more you stay with something past boredom, the stronger your focus muscle becomes. Attention is trainable. Interest can grow with exposure. Sometimes you don't love something at first. You grow into it. But that only happens if you stay long enough. Quitting too early prevents attachment from forming. Your brain bonds with what it repeatedly engages with. Give it time. There's also emotional avoidance. Sometimes losing interest is not about the task, it's about the emotions attached to it. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. So your mind says, I'm bored, because boredom feels safer than fear. If you constantly start but never finish, look deeper. What happens when you get close to completion? Do you sabotage? Do you slow down? Completion exposes you, and exposure is vulnerable. Growth always feels uncomfortable before it feels rewarding. But remember this, your mind is not your enemy. It is trying to guide you. The question is, are you listening deeply or reacting impulsively? There's a difference. Listening means reflecting. Reacting means quitting. Next time you feel interest fading, pause. Don't immediately switch. Sit with it. Ask, is this misalignment or is this resistance? Misalignment feels empty. Resistance feels uncomfortable, but meaningful. Learn the difference. If it's empty, adjust direction. If it's resistance, push through. That awareness alone will transform your life. The world rewards depth. Depth in skill, depth in character, depth in focus. Surface-level effort never compounds, but focused years create exponential results. You don't need to be obsessed with everything. You need to be committed to something, even if that something evolves over time. The secret is not finding a path that always excites you. The secret is becoming the type of person who can stay. Stay when it's boring. Stay when it's slow. Stay when no one is clapping, because interest follows investment. The more you invest time and emotion into something, the more meaningful it becomes. Meaning is built, not found, and your mind is searching for meaning, not distraction. So if you lose interest quickly, don't shame yourself. Study yourself. Understand your patterns. Design your life around psychological truth, not comparison. Choose fewer things. Go deeper. Track progress. Embrace boredom. Accept discomfort. Build identity. Because one day, if you stay long enough, something shifts. The same task that once felt dull begins to feel powerful. The same effort that once felt heavy begins to feel purposeful. And you realize you were never incapable of consistency. You were simply searching for something worthy of your depth. And when you finally align effort with identity, interest stops fading.